Alright, let's get this going. Oh, there goes my cat. Bye, Freya. We have the stream going. Let's grab some music. I'm kind of in the mood for some Lindsay Sterling, so we're going to be listening to a lot of that today. I know that there's not anybody here yet, and that's okay. Let's play. Let's do this song. We'll start from here. I might get just copyright and not get any of my shit seen. And if that happens, so be it. Hello. Okay, cool. That should be well loud enough where you can still listen to the music but still hear me, more importantly. So, hello everybody that is slowly starting to filter in. Hello, hello. I'm no longer dead on the inside. I know my last few streams have been like fucking, pretty, I want to say like pretty like subpar because I've been like either sick or you can like hear it in my voice. Anyways, so I am actually gonna be doing some limited color palette art. I've been struggling with some art blocks recently, and like I'll start sketches and then I just never finish them. So I'm forcing myself to do a limited creative color palette to kind of like get my creativity kind of flowing again. And then I might also draw over some fucking memes because that always tends to be funny and kind of get me in a little bit more better mood with it. I kind of also wanted to show people how to do color paletting with, usually the ones that I like to do is a palette of 5, and how like as long as you look at the color palette and you feel like the colors that are given to you, you can create something that is aesthetically pleasing. You can make it work. And it's about the character that you're picking too. That's really important. So, my best thing that I can give for advice is when you're looking for color palettes, don't do ones where it's like the colors are all over the place, because it's going to be harder. Well, not all over the place, but color palettes are like, not shit, I keep saying it wrong. Colors that tend to match in, vibrancy is the best way I can describe it. So, you need to make sure that you're not having so many colors where the gradient is super, like, when you, like, gray it out, it's going to be really difficult to tell which color is which. And, like, when you, like, turn it back from gray style, the colors are going to be kind of, like, all over the place. People can do it. It's just more complicated for those who are starting out with trying to work with it. It also helps really well with color balancing and making sure you know what's going on, if that makes sense. So I picked this color palette because I'm going to be doing BB, because I made a poll on my Twitter and I asked, hey guys, what would you guys want me to draw? And of course, BB came to beat the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do like an, I don't know, like an icon type of deal, if that makes sense. Like a little cute little like BB icon that people can use once it's finished and all that. So let me just, I need to switch my music, because this is kind of more my, I thought I was going to be vibing with it, but I kind of am not anymore. So we'll just go to BB's playlist because that's what we're drawing. So we'll just do a shuffle play. Okay, there we go. That works. Alright. Anyways. Ow, I just pulled my headphone. I'm just going to be quickly setting up my drawing tablet. So just give me a split second. I just need to plug this stuff in. And I'll kind of start showing the ropes on what I kind of do for this stuff. There we go. Okay. Thank you, drawing tablet, for existing. Alright. Alright, now that we are here, I got my drawing tablet, and I got my color palette. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a color palette that I thought I wanted to do, but when I looked at it long enough, I realized that it just wasn't going to work out for what I want to do. A lot of people can just work with whatever color, and I'm kind of not there where I can just work with every single color and make it look nice. I'm not perfect either. But to kind of give you an idea of like what might be a little bit too much, and I'm kind of a person where I really don't like the neon color palettes where it's like all the colors are just bright ass neon colors and it just doesn't look nice. Let me see. I saw one and I'm like quickly looking for it, so like bear me the brief moment where I'm like not doing anything as I'm trying to fucking find what I was talking about. I gotta scroll up. I mean, yeah, that can... It's weird because it's like, the best way I can describe it is like, yeah, these colors can work, but it's a little bit too much. So here's a good example of one that where it's like the color palette choice is a little bit too much that's going on, so I'm just gonna paste it. So this color palette that I just pulled in, this feels a little bit too much to me. Now, yeah, sure, the colors are unique enough, but they're all kind of like at its like max vibrancy. It feels like, I don't know, I could be fucking just bullshitting, and it's just me being picky with my colors. That could just be what it is, too, because I'm not fucking perfect. And for all I know, somebody likes using this color palette. It's just not my cup of tea. I really don't like how this looks, so that's why I'm not using it. And I picked this one because I thought this one would be really nice to work with. That one, or I was thinking, where is it? I saw it and I lost it. So where is it? I'm more of a person where I like a lot more muted colors. Even though a lot of my stuff has neon colors, I just prefer it. It's more pleasing on the eyes. Where are you? Hello? Where did you go? Well, what the fuck? Never mind, apparently it fucking decided not to exist anymore, apparently. Alright. Alright then. That aside, apparently. Let's see. I just checked, chat. Squid said, what if you made your view of a sister or BF? It's just an idea, but what would you imagine the sister or boyfriend be? I know there's a lot of BF family moms, so I just want to hear what your view of. Okay, I mean, I kind of vibe with just Hatsumiku. I know it's a joke, but I kind of don't mind the idea of Hatsumiku kind of being like that sister role that kind of fills in. I would see personally, like if I want to like think about like character design, if I don't see, so we have BB, and BB I made before I realized that another Big Brother was in the making, which was Obi. So me and the creator decided to kind of like combine both of our guys to be like both Big Brothers to him. As for a sister, I know that there's a big sister, and I never really got to see the creator. I have no idea where they are. I really wished that they polished their mod and like remake it. Not remake it, that's so mean to say. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to find the right words. Not remake, polish. I wish that they had more time to polish it before they launched it. And I really wish that the team can go back to it and touch it up. It's a good concept. It's just that they really need to polish it. That's the best way I can explain it. It's pretty rough, and hey, for all I know, maybe that's what's going on. They're probably quiet because maybe they're working on it. Who knows? Sorry, I rambled off. If I designed a big sister or sister for boyfriend, I kind of would fall under the, if Obi is the serious, you need to listen to me. You know, this shit. You can't take this shit like as a joke. And you have your laid back, large or big brother. You know, boy or baby. You know, the laid back, kind of chill, vibing guy. I would see the sister being more of a narcissist to kind of get the three comboed of like the typical sibling relationships. You have your you listen to me because I'm the head of the household and mom's not home. The fucking chill brother that's kind of like, hey, let's go, my man. And then you have your snarky sister type of deal, you know? So I would see if I could create my own version of a sister for boyfriend, I would see her flaunting flaunting her body as a way to almost be like, I'm a girl and I can get more followers and more people under my wing because I'm feminine, and take advantage of the feminine body type to gain more followers and get that higher status. So I would see her more as, she's not the best singer. My idea is that'd be kind of fun, is that she's not the greatest with singing, but she uses her looks and her attitude and like that you can't touch me type of bullshit, you know? And kind of have that type of personality. Because a lot of people have BF be kind of that snarky personality, and so it's like, okay, I can kind of see a sibling that's a sister kind of have that type of attitude. I wouldn't say she would just like a slut or in a whore style, because I don't think she would go that route, but think of like the type of valley girl. She'd be kind of more like a valley girl. Not the accent, but kind of like the dress wear, if that makes sense. As for where she would be in like the hierarchy, would be probably like a little bit older than BF, but younger than BB and Obi. Yes, she would be always on her phone. That is right. That's kind of the idea that I would go for. Is that she cares about, like, you know, how she looks, her presentation, how people perceive her from the outside, and just has this really kind of, like, shitty, like, narcissistic personality. You know, it's all about me, me, me. And kind of, like, is the least talented when it comes to singing. Because she would use her, she would feel the need not to practice. Because she's like, oh, it's fine. I'm too pretty to need to practice. Besides, people like me because of how I look. I don't need to sound good just to do that. Like, that's my type of vibe I was thinking about for, like, sibling that's a female for boyfriend. That's kind of my mindset. I kind of hate, I mean, I don't want to say hate because I know a lot of people like it, is the super cutesy younger sibling that's like the little girl sibling where she's just like, you know, the kawaii stuff, because it's kind of not kind of oversaturated, but it's like, I like my sassy bitches, to point simple. I like my sassy bitches, and yeah, that's pretty much of it. Anyways, I am gonna do what I was gonna say, which is work with this palette. So usually I need to figure out what I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna be doing BB, so I need to kind of think about BB's main color. Okay, well, for sure we need to have the center be his skin tone. So this will be the skin tone we work with. And then we need to pick his hair color, and we'll do this for the main hair color. And then we need to do the darkest part of his body, which would be like the clothing or like the hoodie. This will be the hoodie. So then our shading will always be this, and our lighting should always be this. And this is kind of what we'll work with, like this. Now, it doesn't look great like that, but as we work with it, we can get this. One thing I see a lot of people do that I feel like kind of ruins the aesthetic is when they add black. So the reason why I feel like black doesn't work, but white, that's not fucking white, excuse you, but white does, is because of how much of this palette is bright. It's a lot lighter. Now, if there was a lot more darker colors, then I would see using black more than white. It's about, because the black makes it way too much of a contrast. That's just how I see it as. Sorry, I like that. And what I usually do is I usually do a sketch idea. Let's see what type of pose or not pose, but like thing I want to do. Sorry, I'm like thinking in my head how I want to pose this. Will do. And I'm kind of do like more of a shoulder up type of facial expression. And then let's get the hairline idea so I can get an idea of the hairline. And right now I'm just kind of like filling the shape out. That's not the fucking eraser. There we go. Let's see. Okay. I kind of want him looking this way. Alright, do I want him either looking... Nah, I kind of like the idea of him looking to the side that way. Oops. So we'll just draw an arrow so I can remember which way I want the eyes to look. And then, alright. Let's see, neck would roughly be about here. About right here, actually, more. There we go. Alright. So there's two things I can do. I could either do his hat or have him hold his hat. I'm kind of deciding what I want to do. I might do holding the hat because I think that'd be nice because it's like pose to work with. Or not pose, but like different situation to have his hair in. And I'm just blocking out shapes right now. I'm not adding... He's gonna have a fucking hoodie on. Calm your shit. I can hear those few people who are like, pecs. It's just trying to shape shit out. That, and we're gonna erase where the neck is so I can remember, or not remember, but see what's going on underneath. Kind of curve out that ear a bit more. Let's see. We're gonna have the hat shape be about like right here. And it's hard to see the hat, so I'm gonna start erasing where it's not the hat and what's like fingers and shit. So give me a second. Oop. Alright. Let's see what I want to do next. So probably because his hat is off, we're gonna add his hair without hat. And it looks pretty rough, but I'm going to smooth it out a little bit more. And we're going to add, this is the one part. So the part of the head, the part is here. So we got to have right here will be this part of the hair. And I'm actually going to reshape that. I do not like how that looked at all. And I'm actually going to draw another different layer and work from there. So we're going to fix this. Let's draw the shape again. It's just, for me, I feel like this is too far out and I can't really, I don't want to fix the shape of it a bit better. Okay. And then we have room for the eyes. Okay. So we're going to draw where kind of like roughly where I want the eyes to go. Not like that thing, but like, of course, kind of like placement. Okay. I'm going to go into blue so I can figure out that's not what I wanted here. And we're going to add the clothing. I'll do as usual, hoodie. And that is too far out for the hoodie. And here we go. Here's like the cuff of the hoodie. Like you can't really see it well, so I'll do it over here as well. So that's kind of roughly what I'm thinking of for like the shape. Add a little bit of a little bit more kind of like wrinkle one. There we go. That works. And let's figure out where I want to do eyes placements now. Now I'm seeing it's way too. The eyes are not. One. Oh God. No. Thank you. Alright. One, they're not big enough. And two, they are too far apart. So we're gonna do this. Because you have to remember about the fucking massive forehead he still has. So we still have all this space up here that we need to worry about. The eyebrows are way too thick. Why did I do that? And then I'm gonna add the and then now I can take the face that we have right now and then like out edit it as I go. God fucking damn it. Okay. So like I don't like how that is, and I'll just slowly edit it that way. And then it's harder to see it via like all the sketchiness. But I think this is kind of a good rough start to work from. Oh, okay. Hey. Alright. This is kind of the rough sketch that we got going here. I'll add a little bit of, a little heart right here. Okay. So this is kind of what we got. It's a cute, simple background. It's just rough idea. It's nothing too extravagant, whatever. Anyways, so now we have this. We're gonna add a little bit of a because we're working with a limited color palette. I want to make it where I can have whatever is the most common color, which will be these three, to have darker colors be mainly the background, but still have enough to pop out this stuff. So anyways, this is kind of what we got going right now for the little icon sketch idea. So let's first start out with getting our main colors blocked out. So we'll do this one first. We're just gonna make that size, and we'll just make this be 10 so I can release. I don't know, 30 sounds fine. And we're just gonna fill it in like this. started following the wrong line. And I'm actually going to kind of reshape that. There we go. And now I see that this is not really coming down enough, so I'm actually going to erase this part. And we're going to bring it down a bit more. And then we do not want to have lines go over like that. So we're going to get rid of those. And we will start off with these. That is our first blocked out color. Let us do the second one, which we said was going to be our hair color. And for all I know, maybe I want to do my hair, the hair colors these, and kind of use these for my just highlights. And I could do that, but I don't know. We'll see. But right now we're going to do this blue. And what's nice about these, like, limited color palettes is that if you don't like the shape of, like, how something is looking, you can just color over and reshape it that way. Because there's no line art to worry about. You just work with the shape of the color itself. In blocky, or like in blocks. Now let's think about this. We have two colors going. Oh, I see that. We're going to make another layer and go underneath so I can get these spots that are behind that we can't really get that well. And I kind of want to keep that shape that I created previously. We are going to take this color and have this be our hat color. Now this is meant to be the shading, so this is where it's getting a little bit more complicated, but this is meant to be the shading for the skin, but we'll work backward. We're working backwards because right now we're not backwards. We are working with blocks first, and then once we got our blocked shades in, then we can start working with using our other colors to create more depth. Because right now the main point is we got to just figure out what colors are going where. What is the main color's purpose and what we're looking at. And I see that that finger is not shaped at all. Let's see. That's not what I wanted. Okay. That works for now. This will be our hoodie's color. Oops. Oh yeah, I can just do it like this because then I'm gonna just fill. Okay. And then we're going to use the lightest color for technically the white of the whole outfit, which is going to be the hat. That's the biggest thing that we want, is to make sure we save the last color, or the lightest color, for the lightest part on the character, which right now it's the hat. Oops. And then we'll just refill this and kind of clean this up a bit. Oops. Okay, so this is what we're working with now. So I could just leave it like this, and this is like super minimalistic coloring. So this is kind of where we're at for colors. So now we start thinking about what we want for the background, because the background's main color is important to figuring out how we are going to shade the whole entire picture, actually. So clearly the main colors we cannot use is our darkest, our blue for the hair, and our peach, because those two have the most surface against the white. So our colors that we could work with is that reddish color, which there's not a lot of, or that lighter blue. So we either have both our quote-unquote shader that we're going to be using, or our semi-light color that we're working with besides white. So I'm gonna we're gonna do a little, this is more just me testing now. We're gonna take both colors and I'm gonna check to see how they look. Like with BB in the background for this one. And seeing how BB looks in the background of that one. Now, I look at this and I'm like, oh, it's pretty flat with both of them. And you have to now think, man, the hair, we're going to be using this for the hair a lot. And I think this darker red will make this, or the middle ground would be our best shot. But now we come to an issue with our shading. But we'll work through that when the time comes. Now I'm going to be focusing on cleaning up these lines a bit. Let's see. We're going to take this and we're going to fix this type of shape. Okay. Now, what I could do is I could do a mixture of both in the background, which that's kind of what I wanted to do originally, is if we had the center, we could either have the center of it be this color, oh, you little cunt. Let's try this again. Now, there's two other ways that we could have this work. There we go. Because what I'm trying to do is make sure that they're not aligned. I could either do the outward line like this, or I could have it be inward. And I almost like the inward a bit more. The reason why is because then I won't have to fight with trying to work with my shading color against my leg color. And plus I still have white that I can use. And I'm seeing a little bit of, just, there we go, leave that tiny bit. So this is kind of what we're getting at. So now it's starting to kind of fill itself, or kind of like look a little bit better. So let's see. Now that we got here, we're going to connect our backgrounds, but make sure you keep your background separate from your main layer. Because as soon as you combine these two, it's going to be so hard to keep your smoother lines that you created. Speaking of, I just noticed this. Sharpen your ass, please. Thank you. Alright. And make sure you always have your sketch layer so you know what you're working with. So, the last part that I want to just briefly state, the last thing that is important about working with limited color palettes is your facial features and detail. Your detail is the least important, or is the last thing you do, like facial detail. Because you need to first figure out how you want your lighting to be. So because we have our shading color touching here and here, we need to figure out the best way to take advantage of our light where we don't have to worry about these disappearing and losing its shape, but still illuminating this. So what seems like the most logical option is to do our shade, or our shade, what am I saying? Is doing our light source over here. If we do our light source over here, you have your light source here, which covers these areas. This is not what I'm going to use, but this is just to give you an idea. You have your light source right here, and you have little to no touching of where our shading spots can be. If you do that, then it'll create more of a, like, you're able to understand where your light is coming from. Or not lighting, but like it's easier to read what you're looking at. So I'm just going to do this so I have a understanding of where my light source is going to be located. So we're going to go back here, and we're going to do our shade color, which was this. And I'm going to start with the head first, because that is where I want to work with. And I'm going to take my sketch layer so I know where my neck and head connect. We're going to just draw, kind of do a thinner line, and we're going to block it in like so. And this is, to do this right, you kind of need to have an understanding of where the shading will land on the body of the character before you fill it in. And because this is kind of, even though it looks like it's to the side, it's more downward on the face. So we're going to do this. Fill this out a bit more. And then get a lighting source here. Add proper, or like a little bit of a turn to create more of a shade like that. And this also allows the ear that's been hidden over here to be seen more. Actually, do this. Because now we have a way to have the ear be more seen. Just kind of move that to so look at that. And then I almost want to do a thin line like this. Because I don't want it to be super dark, so I'm going to add a little bit of a white or a line that goes around the edge of it. To kind of add a, oops, what am I doing? To kind of like help define it a bit. Oops. Now that I'm filling it in, this is where your picture can start to come to life with your shading. Shading and understanding the shape of your character in a 3D is extremely important when you do stuff like this. Because if you cannot figure out how lighting will hit your character at certain angles, it really will limit what you're going to be able to do and how you can play with the way you use the shadows to have stuff look more defined because of it. Now, as you can see, it's a lot more eligible where the bump of the face is, where the ear is more defined, where the hair parts, where your second ear is located, just by doing just that. Now, let's work with the hands next. This is where it's going to be difficult. Always make sure you leave the light line or little bit of room so that the original shading or the original color of your character's mane is visible. Because what you want to do is avoid as much as possible the colors connecting completely. Now, technically, we have a little bit of this, this, this. Okay. No, there we go. And what's nice is if you realize that the finger is shaped weird, just fill it in like that. You just edit it as you go. You can kind of just be like, okay, you know, there should be more of a distinguish between maybe where the fingers kind of like bend a bit more. You know? Or maybe you want more of a knuckle to be visible or something like that. It's easier to do it like that. So I'm not gonna dive in with that though, so I just fix it. However, I do want to define this. This definitely needs more. And because we're kind of already here, we're gonna add some depth to that hat a bit more. am I doing? Oh no, it's kind of hard to see when you do these. It's like colors that are really bright and you can barely fucking see what you're doing with, working with. So I'm like a little bit more quiet since like these lines are a little bit more delicate. Since I get it. Focus it a little bit more. We're just gonna clean that up a tiny bit. Okay. Let's do the hair next. This is where you want to be careful with where. This is why you kind of don't want the line art, or not line art, but the background to be connected to your main image, because now you are having to work with what you have for the background and to make sure that it makes sense for what you're looking at. And you have to work with limited colors because you chose to do specific color for this. Now this does not look much right now, for sure. But I assure you, it will definitely look like something here in a sec. As I slowly, once I color it in, you'll see kind of why I'm avoiding certain spots. And now we fill it in, and this is where things kind of. Oops! I just realized I should probably change my scaling. Maybe. Maybe it's my tolerance. It's just. Alright, we're gonna just have to do it twice and then just fix it that way, which that's quite annoying. Ugh, we're gonna fix this a different way. Because I'm not. Hello? There we go. Alright, we're gonna fix it like this. We're gonna go back to my tolerance of 3. Okay, there we go. This is working. And then I'll just fix it when the time comes, and I'll just fill in what I miss. Now we are gonna adjust. And sometimes, it's going to be harder to work with your lighting and such because the colors you have. And this is kind of what I'm kind of at with it when it comes to trying to like work with what I got, where I'm still trying to create the illusion of shading, not shading, but like depth, limited things I have. Definitely need to make this a lot more thinner. I'm a lot more quiet because I'm really trying to focus. I apologize. This is kind of where it requires a lot of like tinkering and editing. Now, as there is a little bit of color that I am allowing to kind of like very, very thin line to kind of still show that there's shape, but like it's more. It's a lot harder to notice. And I'm just right now trying to smooth my lines. Forgive me. Alright. So as you see, I'm slowly working with the colors I have now. Now that I've kind of gotten the base idea of where I want my lighting to be, I still need to do the hoodie. Then once I get that, then I can start refining what I want to like do with this. So just give me a minute. We're gonna do some more messing around. We're gonna now focus on this hoodie here and define that out more. Take my sketch so you can see what I am missing. Let's go. Adjust. I'm actually going to do it on a separate layer so it's easier for me to see. That's going to be a shade. Light. And there's our shades. Add some depth like this. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm starting to accidentally do backwards for lighting. So I have our light source here, so right here it's okay to add that. So we're just gonna, this is all light. And then we have Now I have to think about where where shaded spots are and where light spots are. So right here will be all shade or light spots. All the way right here. Now that we take rid of this, and now it's like, oh, what am I looking at? This is kind of weird, you know. But then, bit of that, so then I can see what needs to be colored in. And this should be awesome. There's that. Perfect. Now we have this. We're gonna see where there is some bleed over. Okay. Now we have our basic lining. Now we can take our darkest spot and we can start really adding some texture. Oh, that's not what I mean. That's also not what I mean. Excuse you? That's okay. You little con. There. Now I'm just slowly. Kind of like, I'm just slowly adding more depth to this image. More shadows. Now, maybe if I'm right, let's see. Will this work? No, I don't know if this will work. No, because then it's gonna be way too much of this. This is actually, there's too much light here, so we're gonna tone this back a bit. That's necessary. We still haven't even touched white yet. White will be our final effect. So now I'm going to start working with our facial expressions. And because it pops out more and we did a lot more, we used our second darkest color for shading. to make sure things like mouth and the eye, like lining of the eyes, we use our darkest color to make that pop more. I completely forgot this little guy, so let's add that too. We still have to add the eyebrows, which that's going to be an adventure, and I have to try to create. Just so I can get the eyes. And we'll have the eyes be this blue, because that will make bring everything back together again. I'm gonna actually smooth this out because this is kind of fucking ugly right here. I do not like how that looks, so we're gonna fix that. Ah! I actually do not like the fact that that's touching. We're gonna just fix that. And now what I'm doing is just refining. Now we can use our white that we've been holding off for a while. And I mean, it's not the greatest because I'm working with pretty hard colors here. To make sure that the hat has a distinguished color, we are gonna make sure that the... Oops. What am I doing? I'm not doing this right. So we have this that we want white. And then what I'm going to do is probably get rid of that darker one because that does not add as much as I thought it was going to add, like effect-wise. And that's just trial and error. So I am going to get rid of these. We're going to go, and we're going to actually bring back a lot because we have a lot of everything going on for no reason. And we'll just reshade. Actually, I kind of liked it the way it was. Ignore me, I'm kind of dumb. Maybe it's because that. Yeah, no. And I mean, I could add weight. The thing is, as soon as I do that, this BB doesn't usually have white eyes. It just looks weird. I mean, yeah, the Friday Night Funkin' style. Yeah, I'll do this because why not? I kind of want to see now. Yeah, so it just doesn't even look like BB anymore when you do it like that. So we're just gonna. I know it's so weird to say, but with the lighting and colors that I'm limited with, this is kind of what we're working with. All right, let's take our blue and add a little bit of. And add a little bit of. Like I like right now, what I'm doing is I'm just messing with stuff. I'm just trying to see what looks nice. And you know what? Maybe because I did so much with lighting, we're gonna have this be very, very subtle. And this is kind of where we're at right now. Now I'm just like trying to figure something out. Give me a minute. We're kind of now here. And this is me now. I'm just slowly, little bit by little bit, figuring out what. Yeah, sure. All right. Sorry. I'm trying to figure out how I want this to work. Now that I've done that, this color is now the main. Now that we've done that, this is why it's important to always have it separate, because now, let's just say, maybe I think it might look better if the black not black. The darkest color on this palette is the background now. So let's just say I'm like, all right, you know what? Let's do this instead. That's not what I wanted. Let's just say I want to do this instead. And maybe, why not? Let's see about the middle like this. See, now that doesn't look right because it's catching the color of that. Now if we do skin color could look cool, but it still looks weird. Okay, what about this blue again? Covers the hair. It's almost impossible to see now. Okay, well what about this one? That's going to be the best that we can work with. Now what we could do is think about how we can make this background look appealing. Well, what I could do is I could take this blue and the fact that I have this, what if we just do this? Now all of a sudden, this dot that was just behind baby is now the moon. And you're thinking, well, I mean, sure, that's kind of cool, but how can we make it look more like the night sky? We take not the same, this white light color, and I have a brush for this, so like it's a little bit cheap. That's exactly not what I thought it was going to be. There. I can cheat and do this. Never mind, that's not fair. We've kind of worked with cell shading. You know what I mean? So we'll just have to do it manually. But drawing stars in the sky. Ooh! caught me off guard for a sec. You little son of a brat. How the fuck? What? Exactly. Okay, there. Every damn time, huh? Damn it. There we go. Now we can take this and we can start to break up the background a bit because I can do this. We can add some. Now we could add, to make BB's hair pop a little bit more, we could highlight everything. Do invert, expand border by like 4. Go underneath the layer. Add a thin line around him. So it makes his, oh, I should probably make that be more like brush size. I do not like how that looks. Expand with another 4. That should look better. Now we have this. And let's just say we want to add a little bit of flare. We can add a couple small dots now that we're and it's just, best way to describe it is just working with what you have. I mean, this isn't fantastic, but it is also pretty unique looking. With working only with 5 colors. I don't know why my avatar's suddenly angry. I don't know when this happened. There we go. Like I said, it's a little bit rough because it's like you're working with only 5 colors. But it really makes you have to like think. We forgot our little heart. Oh no. Let's see. There's not this much color right now, so we'll just add a little heart right here. Actually, I kind of like the idea of it. Nope. Wait a sec. Oh my god, I forgot his fucking eyebrows this whole damn time. There's probably somebody that was screaming, his eyebrows! You forgot his eyebrows! Okay. That's pretty much how I'm gonna handle that one. I haven't done a, what's it called again? 5-color palette challenge in a while, so. But this was pretty fun to do. That's pretty much all I really wanted to do. I thought I was gonna have, an oomph to do, like, memes, but I'm pretty, like, tired out as is. So I'm probably gonna call it here. I hope you guys have a really good night, and thanks for sticking around for this short while. Have a good night.